Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm doing a review of GodForge first 7 days are down, give some thoughts and some feedback, the good, the bad, and all the other stuff. So stay tuned and we will go through that together. Okay, just trying that out. I don't know how I'm gonna like that, putting the stinger in the middle, but we're gonna do it. So as a content creator, want to go through some questions that we could answer together and take a look at my account and see if we can have some fun today and give some good feedback, make a good positive influence in this game long term. So that's the goal, is to make sure that this game is the best it can be, and it's not going to be the best it can be if we don't give our proper feedback. So I'm going to kind of just walk through some questions here. First one, what's it like jumping in the beta for the first time? I was very excited as a player, as a content creator, to jump into this game. Very much looking forward to learning the new systems, how everything works, getting the new heroes. So I think this game is built by players for players. It's going to be a great long-term game. Hopefully it's going to last many, many years. But yeah, jumping into the beta the first time, I'm familiar with these games, so I wasn't overwhelmed by any of the systems or anything. I knew kind of what to expect. I knew what I could kind of do and can't do, but overall it was just, very similar to other games in the genre. A few twists and turns we'll talk about in a moment, but overall, yeah, just jumping in, very excited. All right, how the first few sessions feel? Well, I mean, the first few sessions felt great. I can't complain too much about anything. Overall, everything is pretty good. There's a little lag, but for a beta, that's to be expected. They fixed a lot of that. Some of the champions cause more lag than others, and I had a few of those, so that was kind of frustrating at points. But just restarting the client and doing the right and the wrong champions made a difference there. So first few sessions were great. I played anytime that I could. It was one of the things that I had on pretty much constantly in the background, but also whenever I could actively play, I like to play and kind of learn the game and push through these stages here. So as you can see, I first few sessions I did get through the first part of the story. Kind of stuck here right now on the second part, but we'll get through it. Did it hook you, or did it take time to get going? I was hooked right away. It's just me, though. I really wanted to get my hands on some new heroes, actually play the game. I know in Alpha we played the Tower, which was not really similar to this game. So, obviously I was hooked from the get-go. I probably put non-stop hours since the game has launched. I've had it almost open, except for the first day I was a bit late. But other than that, kind of non-stop. So, looking at different things that, you can do in the game, definitely hooked me. I was very intrigued by some of the systems, which we're going to talk about here in a moment. What kept me coming back each day? It's a good question. So, just looking at the as a content creator, making content, obviously. So that's an easy out for me. But just in general, kind of looking at ways that I can build my team. I was lucky enough to start with Ares for the mini game, and at first I didn't know if I would like Ares as much as I did, but I over time really started to enjoy Ares because he's a carry. He's a beast. So, which we'll talk a bit more in a second. But just build my team around him, pushing. The leaderboards are very important. I wanted to try to push the top leaderboards. I'm still working on that. So I think that was kind of what kept me coming back each day, and to learn the game as well, which is pretty good. As a content creator, I want to help people. So if I don't know the game and ways to help people, then it's gonna be hard for me to make content and spread the the ways that people can get through different areas of the game. So, all right. So, what generally stood out to me in a positive way? First of all, the graphics are great. I know that's been their number one thing from the beginning. They want the best graphics. So I really do enjoy the graphics, the cinematics. I think overall this is a very, for beta, polished. They're going to keep polishing it more as well. So that definitely stood out to me in a positive way. Also, just the ability to use some of the systems that haven't been done before, which is really nice. Which again we're going to talk about here in a moment. So that stood out to me in a positive way. Adds another layer to the puzzle, if you know what I mean. All right, mechanics, systems, and moments surprise you. Okay, so this is where we can kind of talk about some of this here. So I'm gonna go back here to what kind of surprised me a little bit. So I really like the forging here. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like that, but it's just another summoning tool, which is great. So we get to summon our weapons. I don't know how in the live game it's going to be getting the materials to do this, but getting these here, the system where each weapon has some RNG as well on the stats. So you'll see here, I have 2 Ox Tongue Spear, HP, accuracy, defense, crit damage. So just because you get 2 of the same weapon doesn't mean that they're going to fit another character. So you can have multiple of the same weapons that do different things, basically. And also with the imprints, I think is important too, because with the imprint you can stick different things on people. For example, and I just threw imprints on the weapons just to test them out. But on this weapon here, I have Brynheld's, which gives me a shield when HP falls below 50%, which is nice, especially if you have heals in the group. So you drop below 50%, get a shield, heal up, pass 50%, fall back down, get another shield. So that's kind of my thought process there. But just thinking through those things was pretty cool. Also, something that surprised me, and this is a change that they made, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like, was kind of the phase system. So for example, with Freya, I built her with a lot of faith because I just wanted to get her ultimate up a lot, because her ultimate gives you attack up, sharpen, which is really important for Ares. The more I have that sharpen up, the more strong hits I get. So that kind of builds into that, and then also gets a pretty good team attack, and she attacks one enemy as well. So I mean, overall, yeah, the phase system surprised me. So I did go with her kind of on the slower side. I didn't really, so 178 speed, which isn't terribly slow, but yeah, I didn't focus much on speed as I did on phase, so I could get the ults up to keep that buff on Ares as much as possible. So that kind of surprised me. All right, what do you think players watching this enjoy most? As a player, watching content creators growing throughout some games here, the things I always enjoy most, and hopefully other people will enjoy, I believe they will, is just the help part of the content. Looking at how to get past this certain dungeon. So I mean, if you have a dungeon that you're struggling with, what does that look like? How do you talk about each dungeon and the mechanics and the different heroes that you can bring in and different strategies? So that's always something that helped me, and I think players would love watching that, so they can progress their account as well. And another thing I'm hoping for, we haven't gotten ready to test, but PvP. I think players are gonna like watching PvP. Being a new game, hopefully it's gonna be pretty competitive with the normalized mode as well. The talk of different types of tournaments. Hopefully, like pantheons, clusters, things like that can host their own tournaments inside of the cluster or outside the cluster. So I think that's going to be something people are going to really want to watch. I mean, they could turn into a full-blown kind of esport broadcast kind of thing with like other games have done. So I think that is something that people will like to watch as well. So Arena, hopefully we're going to test out next beta, and we'll kind of see how that stacks up to other games. And really, there's 2 types of players. There's the PvE players, which I kind of fall in that category, but then there's the PvP players, and the PvP does even if you're a PvE player, you enjoy watching PvP because it's exciting. You know what's going to happen next. How are the different teams going to stack up against each other? So yeah, arena's going to be a big part, I think. Alrighty. Talk to the heroes I pulled on my account. Yes, so some heroes I pulled here. I got Ares again from the mini game here, which has been great. He's got a good AoE on his core, a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be honest. His A3 is pretty decent, does a pretty good attack, and A1 also does a pretty good attack with a 3, and then you know, decreases the target's defense, which over time makes a big difference. So I mean, yeah, overall Ares was great. I really enjoyed playing with him. I didn't think I would, but I did. Another person I really enjoyed playing with, I didn't think I would, is Perun. He is a disruptor, but he has a pretty good hit. Like he does some damage. He carries me on Hag's Hollow. So it's an AoE fight, but he does really good damage. He makes sure that he steals some turn meter as well, or decreases the turn meter. So, you know, having him is really great. I have him just really fast speed. So he's going through and cycling and hitting as much as he can. Really focusing on his A1 to get the speed down, and his core, trying to cycle through that as much as possible. I think that is a champion that I didn't expect, to be honest. Freya, you know, I knew Freya would be pretty decent coming in. So I talked about her a bit, you know, with Faith, so I've got her. Vivian, I got lucky, I pulled her as well. I think she was my second legendary, is Vivian, if I remember right. And then I got, no, the first one was Quetz. And then I got Vivian, Freya, and Perun. But yeah, the Vivian, it does great support. Also gives the ally attack, removes some debuffs, gives some buffs, and provides some dividend cost on each ally. So I mean, it's pretty good. Overall, I mean, a good support. I didn't really play too much with other champions. I got lucky so far doing that. I do have Green Knight here, which I play with quite a bit. I like Green Knight's abilities as well. Good core ability, steals all the buffs, places taunt, and then the retaliate I think is pretty important. For a while I had on a different yeah, there we go. I had on this, which I put on Perun, but this gives a additional hits against the same target is 12% increased damage, right? And then I had on Pengu's imprint here, which basically stole either faith or speed. So, you know, as you see here, the faith is higher, so this has more faith and speed, attack, steal, turn meter. So basically, I was just doing turn meter because his A1 is a triple hitter. So get the retaliate up, triple hit, steal the turn meter. So overall, and his ultimate smack's pretty good too. So that's kind of some of the heroes that I've played with the most. The other ones I haven't really played with too much. I have a lot of epics I haven't got to test. In this environment with the beta, you know, we can get to test too much. So it's okay. Who are your favorites and why? Playstyle, design, kit, or personality? I mean, just looking at the favorites, I guess the Ares is definitely my favorite, just because I may be partial. He's my guy since I got him on the mini game, but he really is the core of my team with the damage wise. Now there's other DPS characters that are probably going to be better, and that's fine. But Ares on my account right now is my favorite, and then also I really like Freya a lot as well, just because she gives the sharpen up to Ares, so she pairs well with him. So, you know, just looking at how different heroes' kits can move together is pretty important. So that's kind of a couple of my favorites there. I think both of these champions are designed well. Really, I think all the champions are designed well for the most part. So I won't say you should watch some other videos and you'll see a couple of them that I wasn't impressed with so far. But anyways, all right. Let's see here. It's your hero you're building your team around. Yeah, Ares. Ares is really great. Again, trying to keep Ares and Frey in the mix, and then kind of mix in Quetz and Vivian or Perun. Just taking those 5 and seeing what we got. And then, let's see here. Any heroes I'm hoping to pull next? All right, let's go ahead and let's pull. I am looking to pull on the Eternals, obviously Zeus. That's who I want to pull next. So let's go here for Eternals. I'm just going to do 10 pop to keep the video somewhat short. Because if I do singles, it's going to take a while. All right, let's see. Let's see some gold. Let's do it. Nope, no gold. All right, we got 5 more chances here. Go ahead and get some gold here, right? I want some Zeus in my life. I have to go back and look at the epics a bit more. I'm not sure if any of the epics are going to be great. I feel like he's going to be good because he's got a partnership with somebody, I think. Am I wrong in that? I am wrong on that. Okay, I must be thinking of someone else. But I think he's going to be okay. Attacks all enemies at A1. I like that. And it gives you attack down. Place ward and protect. Okay, that's also good. And attacks all enemies. Another AoE. Decreases the rank of each debuff on all allies. And heals. Okay, that's pretty good. Heals by defense. That's important. So this guy's going to be real tanky. You can put a Soul Day buff on him and probably give you some more heals as well. If an ally has no debuff, place a shield. Alright, perfect. Yeah, that's really good. So you pair him with someone that clears debuffs and then gets the shield. And then when an ally under Protect has a turn meter decrease, increase Divinity. Okay, so basically just increasing Divinity to turn meter if you're under Protect. If one of these happens with a decrease. So, probably decent for PvP on that part. And I don't know if there's any other mechanics in the game that's going to kind of decrease that. Some waves probably have that. But yeah, overall, not a bad epic. Maybe someone I could build in the future. Don't really have time to do it for this beta, but all right. This guy's pretty good. If you look in each tier list, he's usually one of the top ones for the rare tier list. So let's see here. Let's go and keep going right quick. Try to get through this as quickly as possible. Not a legendary. I do wish there's like a little skip button for the little animations. I like the animations, but when you see them a couple times already, I don't know if I have this. This guy's the Hounded Dewat, I think, if I remember right. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if I have him. I think I do, but he's still okay. I'm not going to review all the kits. We'll do that in another video. We'll do a big review, all the kits video later. Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't know if I have this guy. I feel like I do. All right, yeah, I think I do. Yeah, my Chow. Okay, let's do this. I got 5 gold stone pops. Actually, I'll do the two blue pops first. 2 blue stones. I like to call them stones. Aether stones, so stones for short, So these are blue stones. You got purple stones, gold stones, green stones. And eventually, I bet we'll have another color stone. Maybe red. I'm gonna go with red. But that's down the road, I'm sure. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's go. Show me some gold. Here, I want Heimdall. Heimdall is who I want. I think he's going to be the best for my account right now. So, we'll see if I get it. But I'll take any really legendary right there. Imhotep is good. I don't have a copy of him, so he's really good. The one I just pulled there. Good healer. So, if I needed extra heals, I'd bring him in. I don't know much about Bran here. Again, I'm not going to do a kit review of everybody, but I don't know much about him, so I can't really talk too much about his kit. Alrighty, and I don't know much about this guy either. Kind of looks like Hercules, but he's not. He's got the little same kind of club, but much smaller. This is Odysseus. Don't know much about him. I do like Odysseus though. I like the story right there, so I probably look into him a bit more for the lore. See if I can incorporate him in some teams. All right, and then we got this guy here. I can't remember his name, but that's okay. Leshy. Leshy's. All right, last one here, I think here. See if I get some gold. I've already got enough gold in this account, so I can't complain too much. You know, I've pulled 4 other legendaries, so one of them was a guaranteed though, so I will take that. Alrighty, well I didn't get any legendaries, but yeah, that kind of tells you who I'm hoping to pull next. Okay, last thing here, 2 things you would like to see improved. You know, overall, one of the things I would like to see is the gearing system. So, for example, it's just these middle 2 things here. I'm kind of forced to go like flat attack here, because if you like filter through here, you can't do attack percent. There's no attack percent chest pieces. Obviously no speed or faith, no crit damage, no accuracy. So I can go defense, HP, flat defense, res, or flat attack. So I feel like I'm kind of forced to do flat attack there. Same thing here with this slot for a like person that would be looking for a defensive or some kind of support item there. You know, you don't have HP, don't have defense, don't have faith, don't have speed, obviously, but you get speed within the 2 other slots. So I mean, that's okay not to have speed. You do have crit damage and crit rate, so those are kind of, you know, important to have for most people, right? But you don't have, you have those. You have accuracy as well, no res, but you don't have HP or defense percent. So I mean that's that. But you can get flat HP and flat defense and flat attack, but you can't get attack percent there either. But typically you're not going to attack percent. If you're looking for offensive, you're looking for crit damage. So I don't know. There's probably some thought behind that, but you're kind of forced. It's the only spot you're forced to have a flat stat. And I'm not sure if it always fits to what you're looking to do with your hero. So, you know, that's something I would certainly like to see improved. And then the probably biggest gripe most people are going to have is the food system, the leveling. I don't have any commons right now, but it takes you a long time right now to click through that. So hopefully they're going to have a quality of life where it makes it to you can click and it does it quickly for you. It would be awesome to have like a smart thing, which you kind of have a little bit with the auto queue for the what is it called here? Promote autofill. There we go, autofill. So you kind of have that already, which is nice, but still you have to go through and you have to click a bunch of times. It'd be nice to be able to say, I want to make, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? This is uncommon actually. All right. But okay, so I got 9 commons. Can I turn those into 4 2-stars? Boom. You know, so that's a big thing. I think these games here, anything that we can do to cut time. There's so many things to do in our lives. So many things. So when we are spending 8 hours in a game a day to do everything, it's just not happening anymore for most people. You know, we need the ability to do things in the background, automate things, make things easy as possible. We want to play the game at the core, right? We don't want just the game to play itself. We want to play the game, but we want to get to playing the game. So all the tedious little things that we can take out, like the leveling system for this here, again, it's a beta. Not a big deal. It's a beta. But you know, if I want to get a 6-star, which I've been working on, by the way, for per run, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to get there, which, you know, I feel like I should just be able to click per run at the top and say, hey, I want to be 6-star. Okay. What is there a way that I can fill this in with the units I have to make this all commons or uncommons for food, right? Can I just automatically in the background build those up to the 5 stars that I need without having to go and click on each one? You know, obviously there has to be some kind of system in place to check, you know, that you're not sacrificing something that you want to get rid of or don't want to get rid of. But, you know, having things like that to speed up our tedious little tasks would be great. You know, and this environment with the beta too, you know, we didn't get to test too much with the upgrades on the abilities, mostly because for most of the time our gold was pretty limited. Now we just get a good infusion of gold through the updates, so you know we got a couple million gold. But if you take my couple million gold away, I have 0.03 million gold, which is like 30k. So that doesn't help me at all. So you know that was something that, no, but just for the beta feedback, I would like to have been able to play around with a bit more. Now there's still plenty of time, like 3-4 days left, something like that. But yeah, having I guess ability to do that a bit easier during the beta would be nice, till we can test out how we feel about that. Okay, well I think that is the last question there. So go ahead and we'll cut the video here, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for listening.